Hello, hello, and welcome into the PHNX Suns VIP Lounge, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. The Suns got a W, all thanks to Frank Kaminsky.
Yes.
Frank!
We are headed to Kaminsky Cove, so come hang out with us and bask in the glory that is the one and only Frank the Tank.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to see my Kaminsky Cove. Where's Kaminsky Cove at? I got to feel the vibes
Drop the cove.
of Kaminsky Cove. I don't know. Here we go.
We're
Kaminsky
in the cove.
Take a dip with us.
Party in the cove. Yeah.
Just jump off of that leaping point right between the girdle and the Adam's apple.
Pop a bottle and have some fun in Kaminsky Cove this evening. Finally,
yeah.
I am vindicated after a year and a half of owning property in this damn place. It is now paying off. Welcome to the Cove, everybody.
I really love seeing Frank have this much success with this team. Like, it's so rewarding on so many levels. He's such a good dude. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that it's easy to cheer for. So it's great to see him find this success.
Pay him the max.
I mean, okay.
Pay him the max. No, honestly though, this is what basketball's about. It's fun. Yeah, Frank made it fun tonight. And a night where other guys just didn't have it, Frank came in, drops 31, does the little things, and it just made it an entertaining game. And his teammates loved it too. You could feel the energy from them. You could see the coaching staff thought it was great. This is a guy who was cut last year by the Sacramento Kings. The Kings of all franchises said, we do not need Frank Kaminsky.
That was not very royal of them.
Yeah, screw the Kings. They're regretting ever vacating Kaminsky Cove.
We were going back and forth on whether or not we should have designed a shirt for this very thing. Would you guys have bought a shirt? I just want to ask and poll the chat.
Honest, though.
Like,
be honest.
would you have bought a Kaminsky Cove shirt? I just feel like
somebody's Tinden in the chat dropping $5 just to shout Kaminsky Cove. Thank you.
There you go. That's
Shout
what
out
I'm
to
saying.
you.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, this is a fun game to watch.
It was, but you know what? I think you owe Tinden a Kaminsky Cove holler. Because everyone wants you on Kaminsky Cove, Saul. You've been a little hesitant to
What do I gotta
jump.
do?
You've been dipping your toes in at the Kaminsky Cove.
Pull the Speedo up and dive in.
We need you to holler out a Kaminsky Cove.
Did you do that?
No, I mean, but that's not me.
Oh, well, then
that's
I'm
you,
not
though.
going to do it
but
unless
the
Lindsey
people
does
are
it.
asking
She's
for
the
you to
impartial
do
host.
it.
Lindsey doesn't do it. I'm not doing it.
But the people want
This
you to do it.
is a team effort, Lindsey.
People, join me. The water is warm. The beer is cold. It's time to get into Kaminsky Cove. There we go.
There you go.
Look at this. Everybody wants a shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Really sorry for anybody listening there if you had like earpods in or whatever.
Wow, come on.
My bad. But the final score, Phoenix Suns 119, the Blazers 109. Espo, shall we go to the bar?
Let's belly up to
Absolutely.
that bar and
go.
take a drink.
Let's go.
Maybe. There we go. It's Frank's fizzy funness.
Hells yeah.
Because he effed up the Blazers.
It doesn't have as many hops, but it gets the job done.
It has no hops. It's the only beer with no hops.
Oh, man. There you go. That's it. I told you.
God, that's fantastic.
I looked. My good friend of the program, John, in the chat says, I would buy a shirt just since Espo has been on this since the beginning. Yeah, damn straight I have. I was like freaking like Tom Hanks in Castaway, holding that Wilson basketball all by my lonesome on this island. It's nice to have other
Are you
people
saying
here.
Wilson
finally.
basketball just because that is what they're using, or Wilson because that's what you genuinely think it was in the movie?
It
was a
him.
Wilson volleyball.
But it was Wilson.
It was a Wilson. Yeah.
That's why I called it Wilson. I know.
Yes.
Okay.
That was
just
the
wanted to make
joke.
sure he didn't
I love that Saul has to
confuse the
explain my
volleyball
jokes
from the
for
basketball. I
people.
wanted to make sure that he got it right.
Gotcha.
God.
I see. I had somewhere that I was like, I had somewhere I was going to go, and then I forgot
If you're
it.
looking for Dave King, you have the wrong show, Doug Allen. I'm sorry.
The MVP chants for Frank in the arena tonight. You could
mean,
hear them through the
One
broadcast.
person started that, and it's this guy right here.
And it's amazing because I'm sitting up on Osborne and Central, and I started it at the arena yesterday.
No, I'm not getting a Kaminsky fucking tattoo.
Oh my!
You know what? If Kaminsky drops,
oh my god!
If Kaminsky
can
drops,
we get matching K2
another
tattoos?
30 burger this season, I will get a Frank Kaminsky tattoo.
Oh my gosh! Then you have a Cliff Kingsbury, so a K2 tattoo on Frank Sanders, and then we have a Kaminsky Cove tattoo on Espo. So that would be another K2. Oh my gosh! What is happening in the world right now? K4?
All I know.
What?
Is if he does do this and you don't hold up your end of the bargain, I'm gonna be real pissed.
Under his dunks.
I didn't say.
Elise's promise.
I didn't say on my face. It could be. I didn't say how big. There's a better chance that I drop 30 in a game, than Frank getting another 30.
You better not say that.
Let's enjoy
Frank
the
is
evening.
playing the best basketball of his career.
I'm gonna give you one opportunity right now to rescind. Yeah. To take that back, or you better show up if Frank hits another 30 piece.
Listen, Espo has been making a lot of bets with the general public, and to his defense, nobody has come through on any of them. Like the puck thing and the followers for the Coyotes.
Oh, I'm taking that slap shot whether they get it to it or not.
Okay, but what I'm saying
fun.
is it's not because of people coming through on anything, but this, I feel like this has a real possibility. 30 plus points.
Lindsey, I will get a Frank Kaminsky tattoo if he drops another 30 at some point.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it here first. Now let's just fingers crossed that Frank gets another game with 30 or more.
It's going to be this big, but I'll get it.
It doesn't matter.
God.
It's
Now
still like the idea of it. I'm still
the
okay
idea.
With it. This is going to be real interesting.
I almost really dove in and said if he got 25 again this season, but I'm not going there. If he gets 30 again, I'll do it.
All right. Well, let's we'll wait and see. We got quite a few more games left to go to figure this one out. Frank Kaminsky did finish with a career high tonight, 31 points, and he is our draft king of the game. Not only did he have 31 points, he also had 7 rebounds and a block. And
hold on, yay! Where's the celebration? Where's the hand claps? I don't know. I guess we don't get. You don't have the sounder, Jacob. Oh my gosh! Did you just hit the toilet flush button? There we go. That's
hold on a second. Did we have another one of our special triples here? What do we call them when you get a custom image?
Oh, the thrilling threesome.
Did we get
a thrilling threesome?
Yes. Yeah. He was the drink.
Yes.
We had the Kaminsky Cove graphic. And he's the king of the game.
Thrilling threesome for Frank the Tank. There we go.
Well, hey, we haven't gotten there yet, Jacob.
Hey, man. Jesus,
Jacob,
you can't blow the lead, man.
Don't ruin stuff here.
Oh, my gosh, Jacob. See, even hello in the chat. Damn it, Jacob.
Oh, okay, but John gave you a little bit of a shout. He said nice crown placement. So you did a good job there.
Where is Shane Diefenbach, the mustache behind the Mac when we need him?
Oh,
he's not here.
You guys be nice. You guys be nice.
We love you, Jacob.
So like I was saying, Frank finished with a career high 31 points. He tied his career high in the third quarter. He had 15 in the second quarter. Or by the end of the second quarter. No, 15 total in the second quarter. 18 at the end.
Oh, he balled out in the second.
At the end of the first half. This was an all-around start to finish for Frank. Great game. And thankfully, I was a little nervous there. I was ready to burn things down when he took a elbow to the face.
Yeah. CJ McCollum, you better watch your back. I know you're married to an Esposito, but this Esposito ain't going to treat you kind if you treat my boy Frank like that, all right?
He's married to an Esposito?
He is. Yeah.
Oh.
Fun fact.
What do you know?
I don't know if she's related to me, but he's married to an Esposito.
Probably find out.
I'm not on that level, but I am glad that
Portland.
Frank was fine to continue to play after that because that had me a little bit nervous.
I was ready to Nikola Jokic him. All right.
Easy. Before we get
calm down,
before we move on past Frank, I would like to say that dream shake that he had
the other night.
No, tonight.
Tonight.
He had another one tonight.
Yeah.
And EJ said I might just walk off the court because it was so good.
I mean, that's 2 in 2 games. I mean, we busted out the Frank for MVP hashtag when he did the first one. I think it's a lock now.
Frank for MVP is a lock for you.
As of right now, he is the Suns MVP this season. Yes.
Frank deserved MVP chance tonight. I don't know that I would go as far as to say Frank deserves an actual MVP award.
Do you think that Ayton's agent's getting a little nervous, going, "Hey, maybe we should get back out there, huh? Maybe that money might be going the other way right now."
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I don't know that I would go that far, but I will say that Frank showed up really big this season so far in, 11 games now that we're in?
There are 7-3, so 10.
10?
Good
he
math.
showed up bigger than I think anybody had expected him to this season.
By far.
Regardless if it was because of injury or not, I don't think anybody really expected this type of play from Frank 3 games in a row now.
Well, it helps that you have JaVale McGee on the other side of this. Like it does. JaVale gets himself in foul trouble. He does some goofy things out there, and he costs himself playing time. He does.
Right.
And so that enables Frank to get more minutes than he ever thought he could. And now you run into the real possibility that when DA comes back, it's going to be DA and Frank, and then JaVale as the third, as opposed to DA and then JaVale and then Frank as the third, because Frank has earned his minutes now.
He's earned the start next game. How do you even?
That's a great question that Brian just asked in the chat. Frank starting next game?
How, if DA is out, how is Frank not starting next game? What has JaVale done that says he should be starting when Frank's been playing so well?
Well, Frank's the closer, so, that's why he's got to come off the bench, baby.
Doesn't matter who starts, who finishes.
It doesn't matter how you get to the Cove as long as you're in the Cove. That's all that matters.
As long as you're swimming by the end, it's fine.
Yep. That tide, when does the tide rise? At night, right?
All the time when Frank's around.
Hey.
I don't really understand that.
It's the tide rising.
Confused.
That means there's more water in the Cove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who else stood out to you tonight outside of Frank Kaminsky? Obviously, he was the star, but there were a few players on this team, of course, as always, who also contribute.
I really love the way Campaign played tonight. I thought he scored when he needed to. He controlled things out there. He had that burst, that you love to see. He was energetic. I thought he played a solid game.
I agree. I think Jay Crowder as well, particularly in the fourth. He had a couple of those traditional J3s that last year probably would have been 4-point plays. This year, they're letting guys play a little bit more and get a little bit more contact, so they weren't. But Jay played a great fourth quarter. And then this guy named Frank Kaminsky had an amazing game. I think you got to mention Frank again.
Yeah.
So.
Jay had 8 of his 12 points in the fourth quarter, which definitely helped lock this one away for the Suns. So.
I know we were talking about Thad Young in the offseason, but I legitimately think now, based on the way Frank Kaminsky is playing, we can package Frank, Jalen Smith, and, 2049 first-round pick
for Giannis, right?
Cat. Let's just go ahead. Let's just go. And you know what? Throw in DA. Why not?
No. I think you can get Giannis straight up for Frank.
Yeah.
Point.
I mean,
why not?
It's legit.
I thought you were going to package that in for Thaddeus Young, and I was like, you're already ready to throw Frank off the cliff right now?
Once I said 2049, you should have just immediately muted me.
Well, that part I missed, to be honest.
Brian in the chat saying that Nader had a good game. Dude had 4 points and 3 fouls in like 5 minutes.
He played really good defense, though. He did play good defense. He had a couple block shots. He altered some things. Like he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
He wasn't great. Let's not.
But
act
he wasn't
like,
bad.
No, he wasn't bad. Congratulations. You finally had one decent game when Monty's played you far too much. You win an award. It's a participation award. Thanks for being here. All right.
Oh my goodness. Oof.
Look, Devin Booker should send a fruit basket to Frank Kaminsky, because if Frank doesn't play the way he did, we're all talking about Devin Booker going 5 for 15 for 12 points tonight.
Well,
nobody's even thinking about it.
Not only that, but also, I mean, you guys heard me shout. Frank was hot, and there was a couple times where Booker would come off those picks and those screens, and they would double Booker, and he didn't pass it to Frank. I'm like, what are you doing? Give my man the ball. Like, he's hot. Oh.
Did you ever imagine a world where we'd be screaming at a television,
Devin
telling
to give
Devin
the ball to
give the
Frank?
ball up to Frank
Crazy.
Kaminsky?
Who'd have
I mean,
thought?
I did, but that's because I'm crazy. But like, I didn't expect everybody in the room to be feeling that way. Look, and Hello says 4 points and 3 fouls is a good game for Nader. Touche, Hello. Touche.
James Lee in the chat brought up Mikal Bridges' defense against Damian Lillard.
Yes.
That's kind of a given night in and night out, I think, at this point. Like, if Mikal has an off night, that's the thing that we would be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with Mikal? What's going on?
Yeah.
Because he consistently brings that night in and night out. But it's not something we should overlook. We got to be grateful for Mikal Bridges' defense. I did really like seeing, I don't remember if it was in the third or the fourth quarter there, Mikal went in for a layup, got some contact, and I loved seeing that from Mikal because that's kind of something, again, we talked about at the beginning of the season. We wanted to see a little bit more of that from Mikal going in there, fighting a little bit more of that contact and putting a body on some people, And
EJ pointed that out. He talked about how after the All-Star break last year that he noticed that Mikal was becoming one of the best finishers in the league. And so it's pretty cool. It's Mikal's such a great defender that he doesn't get a lot of love on the offensive side of the ball or a lot of respect on the offensive side of the ball. And he can slash with the best of them. He can finish at the rim. His jump shot could be hit or miss every now and then, especially the 3-point shot hasn't been at as high a clip as it was last year, but his mid-range has been decent. So, I mean, Mikal's putting together a solid season so far, and that's what you want to see in your fourth season for sure.
I think Mikal will always kind of be the way Sean Marion was, where he is very impactful. There's a group of fans that love him, but he doesn't get the notoriety that, CP3 is going to get, Book's going to get, Frank's going to get, okay, not Frank. DA in a lot of cases will get. I think Mikal's the guy that's the lunch pail guy. He's going to do everything you need him to do. And you're going to look at the box score and go, oh, wow, he did that tonight. And I think that's just the curse of being the kind of player he is. It's easy to kind of be in the background, but he does so many things so well.
Hello mentioned in the comments, I was nervous when the second half started with a tech on the Suns. Now, listen, I am not normally one who ever complains about refereeing, okay, or the refs or any of that in general. It's just not in my nature. I'm just like, it is what it is. You got to deal with it. But there were a lot of weird things in tonight's game. And it was one of those games where I feel like on Suns Twitter, more people than normal were complaining about it and just pointing out the oddities that these referees were focusing on.
It was very odd because they got the technical because they got a delay of game warning in the first half before the game started.
Right.
And then they get one. It's very, very bizarre.
Yeah. And then there were multiple challenges and the reviews took a little bit longer than normal.
Frank gets called for a foul. And then on the play that McCollum hits him, but McCollum gets a technical too. Yeah. Like there were a lot of moments where you went, what? What is going on here?
For sure. But we do have Gerald has joining us now from the Footprint Center. Gerald, what's up, buddy?
Welcome to the Cove.
Not much. How are you guys doing in the Cove tonight?
It's beautiful. The vibes are immaculate right now.
The vibes are indeed immaculate. Monty was very praised. He had a lot of praise for Frank Kaminsky tonight. Obviously, the man of the hour. I think we've talked a lot about how Frank Kaminsky has stayed ready this whole time. But the biggest thing is that he's had a good attitude while he's been doing it. It's tough when you don't know when your number is going to be called. But for this guy to come out here, career high 31 points. This is actually the second most points he scored in any game career-wise, NBA or college, second most that he's ever scored. And he just had a great game. He was picking apart the Blazers in the pick and roll, and that's really all we can say. We're loving it in Kaminsky Cove tonight.
Is it true that we kind of heard it on TV, but is it true they were chanting MVP for Frank at one point tonight?
Yeah, absolutely were. There were a couple of MVP chants that broke out, a couple Frank the Tank chants that broke out, and there was a big one that had basically the whole arena chanting Frank the Tank. So Everyone in the building knew what time it was. They had to get their star back in the game in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't Devin Booker this time, it was weird, but it was kind of like an out-of-body experience, honestly. I don't even know how to describe it.
Gerald, you've seen him play for now. He's been on kind of a run for the last 3-4 games. Is this something that may be sustainable? Now, obviously not 30-plus points tonight, but is this something that maybe we could maybe expect 10 to 15 and a couple rebounds every single night from Frank if he gets the chance?
I think we could. It's going to be interesting when DeAndre Ayton comes back, obviously, because he's the starter and should be the starter. No one is ever going to make that argument. That's intelligent. But Monty did say post-game that, they're going to try to find minutes for Frank Kaminsky, and that could involve cutting down slightly on DA's minutes, on JaVale McGee's minutes, so that they're a little bit more fresh, and that could be a situation where they wind up playing 3 bigs every game. So that'll be interesting because JaVale McGee, they've talked about how he's best in 5-minute spurts around there. So this could be a situation where they take a little bit from everybody's minutes and try to get, Frank 10 minutes or so every night. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Rack them and stack them. You have DA number 1. Who's 2 and 3?
Yeah, who's 2 and 3? We had that conversation.
Yeah, I think JaVale is still number 2 right now, just because even he had 14 points and 8 rebounds. He's the per 36 minutes god. The guy is just going to put up big numbers in limited minutes, and they like what he can do when he plays those limited spurts. It's just when you play him for longer than 4 or 5 minutes at a time where you start to see some of the cracks in his game.
So Gerald, when DA comes back, what are the chances that Frank gets the start over him? I couldn't resist.
Jesus. Don't answer that, Gerald.
I'm kidding,
Don't answer
Gerald.
that. Next question, Lindsey. Next question.
I felt I had, as a Greg, I felt I had to ask that kind of question.
How disappointed were you in Devin Booker's performance tonight? What did you see out there from Devin Booker that maybe we didn't see on TV?
Yeah, obviously he struggled tonight. I think he shot 4 for 14 or something like that. Not a great shooting night for him, but he was chipping in other areas. He's been really good on the boards this year. I think that's been a point of emphasis for him. And he was dishing the ball as well. He hit that one dagger 3 late in the game when it was pretty much out of reach. But it's one of those situations where we're still kind of waiting for the consistency with Booker's offense a little bit. He's kind of been, really hot or really cold so far this season, but he is chipping in on the glass. He's chipping in with making passes. And I think one of the big stats from this year is that based on, the number of passes that he gets, he has more assists per pass than most players in the league, which is pretty impressive for a guy that doesn't get as many touches off the ball as you would think.
So, Gerald, when you talk to Frank tonight, feel free to let him know if he drops another 30, I have to get a Frank Kaminsky tattoo. That has been decided.
You might not even have to tell him because we might have him on the show next week. And if we do, best believe I will tell him. And I will say, Frank, you need to make this dream come true, please.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
Depending on where you get that tattoo, it's going to turn Kaminsky Cove into a place we don't want. So be careful with that, all right?
Jeez, come on, Gerald.
Well, you can't go swim in Kaminsky Cove after you get the tattoo, so Espo will be banned for a little bit talking about Kaminsky for a while.
Gerald, Luke in the chat asked, who's out shooting behind you right now?
I think that's randoms. Family and friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
No players out there right now?
No players out tonight. I think when you are scoring 31 points, you don't have to be the guy that's shooting after the games as much anymore.
There you go.
That's facts. What else stood out to you in tonight's game outside of Frank Kaminsky, of course?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was Monty mentioned that they like to play with pace. And if you look at where the Suns rank in pace last year compared to this year, they're much higher. He mentioned that they're kind of at their best when they're playing at a little bit more up-tempo pace. And that's kind of where Devin Booker's rebounding helps because he's the guy that can grab the board and just put it on the floor and go right away. So that's helping with their pace. I think Chris Paul is making a concerted effort to play a little bit quicker as well. And that's helping the Suns with their offense a little bit, especially when they're not making as many shots. So something to keep an eye on. Monty said we're not trying to be the fastest team in the league because he's not sure that really equates to success. But he was saying we don't want to be the slowest team in the league, and they were pretty close to it last year. So just something to keep an eye on. It could be an early season thing, but who knows? We might see it a little bit differently in a couple weeks.
Cool.
Well, we'll let you get back to the media room and hear from some of the players. Thanks for joining us as always, Gerald.
Absolutely, guys. Have fun in the Cove.
So hello in the chat said the chat gets to pick the Kaminsky tattoo.
Hell no.
I like it. I support it.
Hell no.
I support it. All right, guys.
Of course you do. It's not your
Of course
body.
I do. Why wouldn't I?
Hey, the Suns won by 10, and the line was -5. So if you put some money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app
Yep.
and you had the Suns with the over, then you won some money tonight.
And you won some money tonight.
Yep.
I think my pick was over.
Mine was under.
So I would have
lost.
won. Gerald's was over. What was yours, Espo?
I was under. I had a 1.
All right. So
I thought
Gerald
they were
and I
all
would have
about
won
point.
some money tonight. How do we put them literal dollars down in the DraftKings Sportsbook app? We'll have to maybe start doing that a little bit more often these days so we can make some money. And all you hoopers out there, if you're ready to net some free bets, you can now bet on any NBA game this week with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now, here's the deal. If you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and you use the code PHNX when you sign up, after placing just a $1 bet on any NBA team to score a point, and they do, which let's be real, it's the NBA, they're going to score a point, you're going to win $100 in free bets instantly. It is that easy. When your team scores, you score as well with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's safe, it's reliable, it's secure. It's America's top-rated sportsbook app for a reason. It's very user-friendly for newbies like myself. It's also great for very experienced sports bettors. So everyone is welcome on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
You know what's so funny is none of us are really experienced sports bettors. We have some people in the building like Shane Diefenbach and Johnny Venerable that are experienced bettors and they understand the game. But for the most part, we kind of started all this when we started this company, you know, and on September 9th when gambling was legal. And so it's been a fun adventure. It makes these games far more interesting, especially if you're watching a game that isn't your team. That's the only type of games that I like to bet on. I hate betting on my teams because I always feel like I'm the curse of death. So
well, I don't think I would ever bet against my team.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
so,
it just doesn't seem right.
I have fun like betting on random, parlays and watching games that I normally wouldn't really care about. It's been a great experience, honestly. It's been.
I'm not gonna lie. I bet against the Coyotes on the puck line a lot this year, and it paid off a lot. So I mean, if you play the logic, sometimes it's worth betting against your own team.
I can understand,
especially when they're built to fail. So
fair, but I still think it would be really hard. I just don't think I would enjoy it as much as if I bet on my team,
Yeah.
But I get it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code PHNX when you sign up. Bet $1 on either team to score, and you're going to win $100 in free bets instantly. If they score, you score when you use the promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. That's 21 and older only. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Paul in the chat says always bet on Frank.
Yeah.
And
you know
smart.
the reason why? It's because of things like this. My man Frank giving people the business in the post. Whoops. Sussy. That's why you always bet on Frank. Nice call, Paul.
That was his 29th point, a career high right there, and that was pretty. That little fake up, under, and in, a mini dream shake there.
It's a step through.
A step through. There we go. We can call it whatever Saul wants. Saul's the GM. He gets to make the call.
No, it's just what it is. It's not what I want to call it.
Saul's just making things up in here.
It's
Jacob, you shut up back there. Chris in the chat says, where'd the panic button go? We sent it over to the Coyotes post-game show a few doors down. We don't need it right now.
Yeah.
So,
you guys want to take a look at our tweet of the night? This one's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yes.
So our tweet of the night comes from my girl, Caitlin Candles. And she said, for my icebreaker with my new hires, I do the one's gotta go between burgers, pizza, tacos, and wings. This reminds me of that. Now, this was a sidebar conversation that was happening on Suns Twitter throughout the game. And I felt like we needed to bring it here because I want to know your guys' answers. One's got to go.
Burger's got to go.
Oh, come on. You don't get rid of a burger. You get rid of wings. Because wings are the Josh Jackson of food.
Oh, come
a high
on.
ceiling and a really low floor, right?
Well, yeah, if you're getting them from fucking Little Caesars.
No.
Jesus.
Everywhere wings are like that. You're always taking a chance. Bad wings are the worst thing on that list that you can have.
Have you ever had a Saul Bookman wing?
It's Saul. All your barbecue's glorious, so you would not fall into this.
Okay.
All right.
That was really nice of him.
If you said a Saul Bookman wing, I would say I'll take that every day over anything else on the list.
Okay.
Your barbecue is superior, and I say that heartfelt and genuine.
Mike B said
Yeah, Mike
tacos.
B, get out of here right now.
What?
Said tacos?
Where are you getting your
100%.
tacos from, Mike B?
Tacos are that should not even be a
No,
consideration
it really
Whoa.
should.
to be thrown out.
Tacos are
You
the
gone,
god.
Mike?
Slander,
Banned.
Mike.
Slander. I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to go
man.
too hard on you, but sheesh.
John agrees with me. That was my point of contention. I said a bad burger is way worse than a bad wing.
No. Because if I get an undercooked wing, I'm in big trouble. I get an undercooked burger.
You're still in trouble.
Nah, not as much as raw chicken there.
Hello, says my indigestion says pizza.
Hello, you gone too. All right.
For me, pizza and tacos are not even in the conversation of one's
No.
gotta go. Those two are forever remaining on the board. So it's between burgers and wings. And my initial reaction was to say burgers. Then I was like, well, maybe wings, because some wings are horrendous. But I think I'm still going to go burgers.
There you go.
Get out, both
I'm
of
sorry.
you.
No,
There you
Espo,
go.
you leave.
Yeah, that's
Don't-
right.
don't
You
bring
leave,
it-
Espo.
Don't bring that weak. Don't bring that weak crap into the cove.
There's okay, Jonah just said so much variety with wings. I don't know if he's trying to make my point or if he's making Ezra's point.
He's making our point.
Okay,
No,
that's
there
what I
is.
took
No,
it
because
as.
There's so
that
many
makes it away.
sauces.
Oh,
So
from
many
which to
sauces.
choose.
Plus, you have bone-in wings and
Yes.
boneless wings,
Yes.
and then chicken
Flats,
strips and
chicken
chicken
nuggets
nuggets
are
probably
wings.
fall into
Oh
the
my
same
gosh.
Hold on.
area to an extent.
Hold on. Jacob in the background says chicken nuggets.
Change the
chicken
sauce.
nuggets are
You can go
wings.
dry
I said
Chicken
it-
nuggets
I
are
said it
basically
because-
boneless wings.
No.
I said it
No.
because it's a play on the boneless wings. People call them
No.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
it's
they're
essentially the
basically
same
the
thing.
same
No.
thing.
And do boneless wings even count? Because there's no chicken with a boneless wing.
Just a little bit.
No.
It's mostly breading. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying literally a chicken wing has bones in it.
Oh.
If you take the meat away from it, it's not a wing anymore. You just got some clump of chicken meat, right? You know?
That's such a shitty argument.
You all suck.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
I
Let's
don't know,
move on.
but
Thank you.
The right
John
answer
in
is
the
burgers.
chat
What
says
is our
boneless
quote?
wings
What's
aren't
the
wings.
quote of the night, though?
It's great.
Did I skip ahead? Did I
No,
skip
you're
ahead too
good.
far?
Frank! Literally everyone.
Kaminsky
listening.
Cove! There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Can you
I'm proud of
smell what the cove is cooking?
I'm proud
It's
of you.
wings, I think.
Yes, Frank is our quote of the night, and literally everyone in the Sun space was screaming that at some point tonight, regardless of where you were watching this game from. I mean, you just can't say enough great things about the way that Frank played tonight.
There's no chicken with a boneless wing, Espo 2021. Actually, Monica, that is the quote of the night. There is no
That's the
chicken
quote
with
of
a
the
boneless wing. I'm like, wait, it's
No.
all chicken. Like,
No, like
what do you-
literally, no.
like
A
if it doesn't have a bone, it doesn't
Can we
mean you
kick
don't
us?
have
Can we
chicken
kick Espo
anymore.
off the
No,
show?
I
Can
think
we
there's
flip?
no
No, there's
in
no
a boneless
actual
wing.
chicken.
Can we flip?
A chicken itself that has a wing with no bones in it.
There's no chicken with a boneless wing.
There isn't. There's no chicken in the world that has a
Oh my
wing with no
God.
bones in it. And if it does, it ain't a wing. It's just some flap of chicken skin hanging down there.
I still feel like it would have been better if you said there's no wing in a boneless wing.
Yeah. Or there's no bones in a boneless wing. I would have understood that one.
No,
there is chicken in a boneless wing.
You're misunderstanding.
But I get what you're
Kirsten
saying.
is in the
It just
chat
doesn't
now.
make sense.
This is where we have gone. We have brought Kirsten into the chat because she is an avid defender of boneless wings because of her Applebee's love affair.
Hold on. Paul got me good because I did say it's just a glump of chicken. I meant to say a clump. All right? But no, come back with me. Take a breath. A chicken, an actual chicken on a farm. There is no chicken on a farm with a wing that doesn't have bones.
Oh my God! Hello says Espo can't read and believes there's no chicken in a wing.
If you take like a chicken breast, wouldn't that be what chicken, like boneless nugget? Like, wouldn't it be from
Stop
like a
getting
chicken breast?
serious, Jacob. Just let him thrive in his stupidity.
It's not stupidity. It's not.
Forrest Gump.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so
Oh, that
funny.
Frank Schnapps is hitting hard.
really
You're right,
is,
Manuel. Oh my goodness.
Dang.
Oh man.
Forrest
It's
Gump.
a fizzy funness.
Yeah,
Get it right, people.
Oh my
man.
gosh. I think that was probably one of your better
Yes,
I'm with you,
Jonah.
Espo. I say the wrong thing all the time, but glump is probably
I
my
didn't
favorite
say the
thing.
wrong thing.
No, glump.
Oh, glump.
Please
Glump I
believe
did,
me.
yes.
Please believe me. Chicken glump on the cove.
I just saw get a BBQ shop in the.
Oh my
Hell yeah,
Yes.
Saul deserves a
I'll be
barbecue shop.
smoking some glump wings in the cove.
He's glump. He's glump.
Oh my God. It'll just be a handful. Just drop it right into your
Hello.
bucket.
Can we get a shirt of Espo saying nobody's gonna buy that shit?
Sweet chicken glump.
Somebody make a meme of Espo in the chat and send it to us on Twitter.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
All
that
right.
was good. Oh my gosh. All
Well,
right.
speaking of shirts,
Yes. Let's talk about it.
go
Because
ahead.
we have a really, really amazing special right now for all of our Go PHNX members. If you are a member right now in our PHNX locker, you can buy one, get one free, any Phoenix Suns t-shirt within our locker. So head on over to phnxlocker.com, pick up a really dope shirt, and get another one for free.
Yeah, you can pick up the new book shirt that we have. The sunset shirt. Look at that sweet thing, man. That thing is so nice.
That guy loves
It's
reading.
Yeah.
It's an end one that even an unathletic person like me can get.
Yeah. You got to notice the dog in the driver's seat too. And who doesn't like to drive around with their dog in the driver's seat? And you're driving into the sunset, which just happens to be our logo, which is cool.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you have a dog that actually can do that? My dog.
No.
Yeah. I
No,
do.
my dog
I
would
do.
jump out that car like that.
I actually literally yesterday when we went to dinner, my doggy bed is always sitting on my passenger seat. He always rides with me whenever I have free time, which is almost never. Sorry, I didn't mean to
by the
bring the
way-
mood down.
By the way, is that
I'm never home. Sorry, Turtle. I love you.
by the way, is that Kaminsky Cove shirt one of the buy one get one free options?
Oh,
we don't have that
We don't
shirt
have that. We don't have that because D-Line Co. at D-Line Co. said, "Oh, it's a fad. It's not going to last. It's here to last, Eric. You make that damn shirt.
We made this thing, and it will stay a thing. Damn it!
The
Oh
vibes
my
are
God.
fucking immaculate. Get on board. Jump in the cove."
We all are chilling at the Cove right now. So just come. The water is great. Come hang out, Eric. Come
I'm starting to
on.
get wrinkled. I think it's almost time to go.
You're starting to get wrinkled?
Yeah, whenever
In the-
you're in the
in the
water.
water.
Okay.
Jesus
I'm sorry. That one went
Christ.
right over my head. Yeah. Sorry. It is about time to go.
It's a little cold in the cove.
Before we sign off, anything else you guys would like to mention about tonight's game
Hey,
or the Kaminsky Cove?
a win's a win. That's what 6 in a row now. I mean, and somebody in the chat, and forgive me, I don't remember who exactly said it, but that it was, we haven't seen this team play their best basketball, and we haven't, not even close. And they've won 6 in a row, and they're towards the top of the West. So this is all very promising. There's still a lot that needs to be done with this team.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Cam Johnson show up at all yet this season.
Yeah.
We've only gotten glimpses of CP3 and Devin Booker. A lot of good things going on, and we were sitting here a week or two ago wondering, is it time to panic? No, it was not. And I'm really glad we didn't go too far down that road because things have been pretty fun over the last week.
10 games in, and this team is 7-3, which I think before the season you say, okay, I can take that. You know, that's a good start to the season. And I'm happy with where the team is at. I'm happy that they were able to win 6 in a row. I think they have a long, long way to go to get to the peak of where they want to be. And I do have this feeling that at some point, probably after Christmas, they will make a move to bolster this roster. It's a gut feeling, right? We had this talk about Thaddeus Young and stuff like that, and maybe that's still in play or maybe it's not. But I just feel like this team is going to need that one more person just to come in and kind of give them a little refresh, a little boost of energy, because there's times in these games where they kind of lose it. And that's probably, outside of Cam Johnson, that's probably the most concerning thing for me. So.
Mike B brings up a good point in the chat that you really haven't seen DA play yet either.
Right.
No.
So, I mean, that's another addition you're going to have. James wants to know, before we get out of here, next game over under for Frank in points, 13.5.
I think it depends if DA is back or not. I think that's the biggest factor in this one.
I'm going to say that DA won't be back. Let's just assume he's not going to be back. I would say, who they got?
Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis is on Friday.
Yeah.
John Morant in Memphis.
Ooh,
That's tough.
Yeah, I would say Frank's going to easily have over 13.5.
I'm going to say he's going to have 30 because that's just the way the world works. If I open my big mouth and say something stupid, it's bound to happen.
Yep.
So,
Yo, I'm going to pick the over and 30 just for that, too.
Just for that.
I just want to
Take it to the bank.
Everybody wants to see Espo in pain. I see how it is.
It's no pain. It's not that bad.
It still is.
You'll be fine. It's not that bad, I promise.
What kind of, Jacob, do you live by that adage that it's not pain if you inflict it on yourself?
That is a really random
that's
one.
like
I don't think I heard that one
dude.
before.
Have you ever kicked the side of a bed? 81 Glomba out.
What a glumped up comment, Jacob.
I think
every time I think of Glomba now, I think of like Pizza the Hut and Spaceballs. Just a big mountain of pizza glard. I made that word up. Glard.
That's a good one.
Get off my corner. I make up the words around here.
Bonus content.
Land the plane, Lindsay.
I'm with you guys. Monty Williams said pregame today that, they haven't put together a complete game yet this season as a team, like a full, complete game. And once they do, he knows that you're just going to see a really good ball club out of these guys. And the fact that they've won 6 straight now without having played a full, complete game yet in this season, I think speaks volumes to the potential of this team, And so I'm excited to see what happens when they do get there, because I have full faith that they will.
It's so weird to watch this team because they're so methodical. It's like like somebody in the chat right now said Book looks like he's playing slow. I just think he's going at a more not conservative pace, but a more efficient pace, if you will. Like he does look like he might need a little bit of lift in his legs, but in terms of his speed, I just feel like he knows exactly where he needs to go, so he doesn't lose energy. Making unnecessary takes off of like ball screens or to the basket and stuff like that. And whether or not he's in the basket is almost irrelevant. It's kind of the same way the Spurs used to do back, when they were winning their championships, where you would watch them and it was just like they were working themselves into a lather. And then all of a sudden they would go on a run in a game and then they'd put you away. That's what the Suns have been doing. They work themselves into a lather and then boom, all of a sudden you're down by 10 points. You're like, what just happened?
But good teams know how to pace themselves throughout a season.
Yes.
Right? And I think that might be part of what we're seeing.
But this is so surprising because it's such a young team outside of Chris Paul. I don't think people expected it to happen this fast.
No,
and so it's an adjustment for everybody to recognize.
That's fair.
Well, it was a very short off season for them. Devin played a lot of basketball
Really?
during the off season.
I hadn't heard that yet.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying.
It was a short off season for us too. Where's our love?
Was. Well,
I'm a little
There
fatigued
is no
right now,
off
too.
season.
But then I took a dip in Kaminsky Cove, and now I feel refreshed.
Rejuvenated.
I hope you both sleep
It's
very
like a
well
nice
tonight.
spritz.
It's like
no
a cocoon all over
tossing,
again.
no turning, but just a good solid
Who's
night's
sleeping? We're in the
sleep for
cove.
you
I'm
guys.
partying
Whenever
all
it does
night.
happen.
I got my crystal rocks.
Good juju
ready to go.
from
your way.
Leah.
From
Only
Leah.
good juju in this
She brought some
building.
rocks in for us. She was like, "Oh, we need to change this this juju." So here you
The
go.
energy in this room is so much better now. Thank you all for tuning in. A reminder,
Dark crystal.
tomorrow we are going to have an audio-only podcast, so find that wherever you listen to your podcasts at. And Friday we will be back here pregame at 5:30 to preview Suns and Memphis, and then postgame right back here as well to hopefully hang out in Kaminsky Cove
yes.
with at least another 30 on that stat sheet. So
we've got the name for the chat finally.
Okay, what is
The
it?
Cove
The Cove
Crazies.
Crazies.
Officially
Crazies.
the name for the chat.
Yep.
Hey, Cove Crazies, hit up the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code PHNX and enjoy that.
And also hit up Go PHNX. And if you guys want to come hang out with us on Twitter, you can follow me at Lindsey Smith AZ. You can follow Saul Bookman at Saul_Bookman.
The
underscore's there because we need what?
space to fit that 31 points for Frank Kaminsky.
A Frank Kaminsky
No,
t-shirt.
we need a glob of chicken is what the fuck we need in the middle of that
Dang,
shit.
we
Come
both
on,
know
that's
Espo.
You want a glump of chicken in there.
That's right.
Get it
Glump,
right.
Glump,
Glump
whatever.
of chicken.
You can follow the show at PHNX_Suns. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
Ahoy, hoy from Kaminsky Cove.